Hey everyone, my name is Emily Vanderbent and I'm an author coach with Manuscripts as well as the author of a young adult historical fantasy series called the Crimson Time series. This video is going to be one of several that we're going to do for you guys on the topic of Pinterest. And so today I'm going to dive into how to optimize your Pinterest profile. So we'll walk through a bit of how to convert an existing Pinterest profile into a little bit more of an author-tailored profile. If you don't have an existing profile, we'll talk about how to start one. Then we'll talk about how to get the most out of that initial screen view that your audience will see when they first click on your profile. So no matter what stage of the writing or publishing process you are in, it is never too early to start thinking about having some sort of author presence on Pinterest. It'll really help you build and grow your author community by attributing visuals to you and your story, as well as direct links that will send your audience to your book, to different media features that you're in, to really whatever you want to direct your audience to. If you already have an existing Pinterest presence, then there are 3 different ways that you can approach optimizing your profile. You can take that personal presence and convert it into a business presence, because as an author, you're an entrepreneur and you are a business. So you can convert that personal into a business profile. So it's really, really simple to take that personal account and convert it to a business one if that is what you're wanting to do. All you have to do is go up to that right-hand corner of your screen where you see the little tiny kind of icon of your profile. Click that drop-down arrow and you'll see one of the options will say convert to business, and all you have to do is click on that, follow the steps that it walks you through. It's really easy, painless, and simple. You can decide that you want to keep that personal profile and a business one separate, so you can create an additional business profile. You would just have to log out of your existing Pinterest and log in, creating a new profile, and it'll walk you through the steps to do that and ask if you want to make it a personal or a business account. Or you can just utilize that profile that you have, even though it is a personal profile. You can decide to tailor it a little bit more to some outward-facing author brand and identity elements. And remember, you always have the option of hiding different boards if maybe you want to keep some of your personal stuff on there, but you don't want the audience to be able to see them. That is an option as well. So what if you don't have any Pinterest presence at all right now, but you want to start one? You have one of 2 options to doing that, and I talked through them a little bit earlier, but you can either create a personal profile or you can create a business. So what, might you ask, is the difference between having a more personal profile on Pinterest or going the business profile route? That personal profile is a little bit more casual. It shows a little bit more of your personality. And while it is for your audience, it's a little bit more for you to do different things like storyboarding and whatnot. The business profile is a little bit more outward facing. If you still want to pin stuff unrelated to you and your book and your brand, that's totally fine. But you're going to want to make sure that those boards are hidden, which is an option that you have. Because if it's an outward facing, more business type profile, you want everything that the audience can see to be about you, your brand, and your business, not necessarily things not connected to that. There's really no right or wrong answer. It's all kind of what you want to do and how much you're willing to invest into Pinterest. For some authors, they want to put a lot of work into it. They want to create a ton of pins and a ton of boards, and they want to be able to track their audience and see the numbers of people that are coming their way, who's clicking on what is drawing people to their site, what is generating traffic, and what are their audience interested in learning about. For others, they don't really care so much about that, which is totally fine. Some people just want to have that Pinterest presence. They want to exist on there so that they can drive people to the profiles and the platforms that they're more active on, which is a really awesome way to utilize that presence as well. Like I said, there is no right or wrong answer. If you're looking more for statistics and you want to know those types of things about your audience, you want to know what they're interested in, who is coming to your site, and where they're coming from. If you want the option to run Pinterest ads and different things like that, then probably a business profile is the one that you're going to want to establish. But if you don't really care so much about that, you just want to have the presence in and of itself, and you want to use it, yes, for your audience, but a little bit more for you and your storyboarding and different things like that, then a personal profile presence is the way to go. So whether you decide to go the personal profile or the more business-driven profile route, kind of the components of the profile itself aren't all that different on that first page. So as you can see here, this is kind of the typical look of a Pinterest profile. This one here is a personal profile that I've kind of tailored a little bit more to myself as an individual, with some of those author elements woven into it. Either way, the look is going to be very much the same. The only real difference is on the business profile, as far as like what you're looking at, you'll have like an outside banner as well of a picture that you can put up. Usually you'll want that to be something related to you and your business. But since it's just me as a personal profile, there's just like my individual picture. So a really strong Pinterest profile, regardless of if it is personal or if it is a business profile, has these three main elements on that first front page right below your picture. And so first you're going to want to connect to, as you can see here, a website. So for me, I want to direct people to my personal website that has different information related to my books, to the different things that I'm interested in and that I can help people with. So that would be emilyvandervent.org that you see here. The second thing is you want to directly call people's attention to who you are, what you do, and how you can help them. So for me, I denote that in the fact that I say author of the Crimson Time series, historian. And so those are two elements really key to who I am and what I do. So the third part is you want to direct your audience to whatever profile that you're most active on. So for me, I do use Pinterest a lot, but the one that I post to pretty regularly and engage with my audience a lot more on is Instagram. And so what I want to do is I want to take anyone who finds me on Pinterest, and if they're interested in my book, ultimately, my goal is to drive them toward my Instagram and drive them toward my book. And so in my profile, in my little bio, I include find me on Instagram, and then I include my handle so that it's really easy for people to pop on over there and find me, follow me, and engage with me. So if you've gotten to this point and you're thinking to yourself, Emily, all this information is great, but where do I even start? What kinds of boards should I be creating? What kinds of pins should I have on there? Do not fret, because we have videos coming to help you guys along in that. But to give you a little bit of a starting place, you're going to want around 3 boards to begin with and around 5 pins of your own creation. And so, for example, this could be a book board as one of them, and this is where you'll have pins that all show the covers of your book and link directly to whatever platform you want people to purchase on. So for me, usually I link those to Amazon. If you do sell directly on your website, you can link them to your website, to that specific tab where you're selling your books. If you would rather them purchase from Barnes & Nobles or some indie bookstore or whatever that looks like, just include those links in the pins that you create, usually showcasing your cover and maybe a little bit about your book. Another board idea is you could do a book mood board. For fiction especially, this is a really, really great way to kind of show people visually, again, because Pinterest is a visually driven platform, to show people kind of the feel of your book and the world that you've created. So this is where you would be pinning different elements of the world. If there's castles and magic and wizards and dragons, those types of things, that type of imagery should be on the board. You can also do a media board, which is really, really great to, again, direct people to those different platforms that you're wanting them to go to learn more about you, to learn more about your book. And so this would be where you would create pins with visuals of you and your book, and then connect those with links to different media features. So whether it's a podcast that you were on, or maybe you were on a talk show on TV, or you did a guest post on someone's blog, or some media outlet did a feature on you. All of those different things are really great, and you want to drive people to them so that you and your brand and your messaging and your book are getting out there. That's all I've got for you guys today. Hopefully you found it helpful, and if you did, it would be really awesome if you hit that thumbs up button for us. If you want to be one of the first to know when we drop additional videos, whether it's about Pinterest or the other videos that we have coming along, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And as always, if there is any topic related to Pinterest or something else within the realm of being an author and a creative, go ahead and drop that in the comments and ask any questions that you have, and we will do our best to answer them.